He was in the Merchant Marine, and he was an officer. He was one of the navigators and sometimes the captain, so he was away a lot. And it was because my mother said, damn it, you got to start making some more money, so you're going to sea. The thing was that my father's like 27 years older than my mother, so he was 65, and you could still sail until you were 72 years old if you had your master's mate and pilot license. So he, set off at 65 to sail around the South Pole. Now, my mother was bipolar, and this was no secret to anybody, especially not to us. But the thing that she tried to keep secret from my father was that she never opened any of her mail. I always found this very odd. And it was in the days before lots and lots of junk mail. So mail would just stack up and stack up and stack up. And what was in it was bills. I was 13 or 14 years old, so I wasn't really all that aware of bills, but I did understand the concept. So she just would stack these up and stack these up, and she would be off visiting with her friends. She had friends who played the piano down at Cheers, which was then the Hampshire House. She had lots of very interesting friends when we moved to Boston from New York, and she was always out and about and doing different things. And then the problem would be, though, that, things were being shut off, and she had a lot of trouble managing money, and she would pawn her wedding ring. And then the trick was to try and keep that a secret from my father when he would come home. So she would have all these elaborate stories about the diamond ring, that the stone would fall out. I don't know what she had about the band, but she used to pawn all of it, because why did she need it? What was the point of that? I mean, she was wandering all around Boston by herself and meeting people and having a good time, but the wedding ring was obviously an impediment and really helped out in covering some of the bills. So it was very interesting to me to watch this kind of secrecy between my mother and father and try and figure out how she just thought it was going to work out. I mean, what did she think she was going to do? And she had a secret weapon to solve it all, and that was she would have a nervous breakdown. And she would be in the hospital by the time he would get home. So he just, he had bigger fish to fry than trying to figure out what happened to her wedding ring, if he even noticed it was gone. So how are you guys doing? Yeah? You good? So my family has been actually a pretty unending source of good secrets and things like that, as you can imagine. I cannot watch Lawrence Welk. When we were kids, we had to watch Lawrence Welk. Oh my God, so boring, right? You just put chopsticks in your ears and kill yourself, so awful. But my my mother, this is just so amazing. So my mother had, she's gone now, so I can say this, had an affair with the drummer from Lawrence Welk. And, I've never told my children that. And I think I've told my husband that, because he probably pissed himself laughing, and, just like, oh my God. But when they came into town, she would, one of her things when she was very manic, she would rent suites in different hotels. So when we were kind of flush, it was the Ritz-Carlton, and then it kind of went down to the Sheraton Hilton, and then it kind of went down to Holiday Inn, and sort of around the Holiday Inn time is when she would have these assignations with the drummer from Lawrence Welk. But of course, I'm the kind of person I didn't notice any of this. My sister told me this, much like Dan's story and other people's stories. It's like, there's always somebody in the family who actually knows what's going on. Trust me, it's usually not me, probably because of my subclinical Tourette's, and people know that if I know it, everybody's going to know it soon enough. But so when I watch Lawrence Welk, and my mother-in-law is 92, oh, Lawrence Welk, and I go, I really like them. No, my mother liked them more.